Hey guys, sorry, just messing with my lighting. Right off the back of the last video I just recorded, we're going to do this one. So, saving money in the hobby. If you watched the last video, you will already have most of the information about the tins, but to cut things short and make it a bit easier, so this is like a under maybe 5-10 minute video, you know, buy these tins. These cookie trays, these kinds of things. They are metal that is magnetic. If you want, bring a magnet with you, you know, just test it, but you can find these at Goodwill. You can find these from family during Christmas. You can sometimes get these if someone decides to gift you some Christmas cookies, whatever you want. But you can find these everywhere. Garage sales are also good for them. They're generally cheap because they're just an empty tin. These ones $1.99 each. I believe that one was free. That one was free because those two where people gave me them. That one at the bottom, you can't really see it. It's a Roots one. That was 50 cents at a garage sale. Turned out to be free because they were like, yeah, we didn't really expect anyone to buy that, so you can just have that. For your big stuff, tanks, maybe grab a kit like this. So, assuming you go off the basic stuff that you can find on Amazon, you'll be finding, you know, plenty of carry cases. Very good, I will say. My friends use a bunch of them. But I don't really want to spend $180 on that. So, they're free to spend their $180. That's completely fine. Free for them. But all of this together, assuming it's like most expensive, this was free. So that's free. Those two are free. We can ignore those. So that leaves, oh, that one too was free. But let's just say it was $1. You know, round up a bit. So that's $2, $4, $5. That's $1. Well, and this was dollar store, so that's like $4. So $10 for my entire army storage versus $180. That's pretty good, I'd say. Now, I'll bring you over there. I'm gonna try and do like a... Doesn't matter. I'll see you in a second. And we are back. Sorry, the light is taking a moment to adjust. And I'll bring in a second lamp here. Sorry, off camera, a bunch of stuff just fell. That's okay. Now, you will see a series. You'll also see a messy pile of kind of canceled / eventually going to work on projects there. Ignore that. Here we have the next way you can save money. Now, you'll notice this is black and that's brown. Those are kind of related, not really. In short, I don't actually have the paint that I use. I don't know why. I threw out the container before I made this video. Threw it out like a week ago, so I can't pull it out. Just find dark umber. It's from this craft acrylic stuff. You can find this at the dollar store. In short, pretty much the exact same color. If you're worried, add a bit of white or black and it'll be fine. So, same thing here. This bright red is pretty much the exact same, so I'm knocking it over, as Mephiston red. Now it is slightly different, but largely it'll be the exact same. Just mix in, leave some Mephiston red, throw in the bright red, mix it together, and my cat is coming to visit for this video too. Hey cat. So I guess she's just going to sit with us for a bit. So that covers the red there. I think I might have added some black. Doesn't really matter. You'll figure it out. You'll get your own mileage out of it. Same thing. Dark umber, dry umber, something like that. It's umber something. Of this crafter's acrylic. If that'll focus, let's lock that in. There we go. Really, cat? So the dark umber, cat. I do need to record the stuff behind you. So the dark umber. Mix that with maybe a bit of black or some... Yeah, I'm fairly sure black was what it was. Mix it together, it comes out the exact same as dried bark. And you know what, really? I don't have the dark umber, but this stuff... sorry, let it... Now it won't focus. Nutmeg brown. You can just add a bit of black to this. Make the dark umber. Or you can add... I'm not sure, I haven't tried, but you can probably also make a bit of a... what's it called? Let me pull it out. I've got it right over here. Give me one sec. Sorry. This one. Mornfang Brown, I believe. Yeah, Mornfang Brown. I guess she's getting comfortable now. We'll just kind of operate around her like a surgeon. So that stuff's covered. Oh, there she goes. Okay. Now, this stuff. Metallic is the easiest paint to get a copy of. All the other colors, there's 3 colors that are easy to get copies of. Black, white, and metallics of any kind. Well, not of any kind, but of silver and iron colors. So, Black is obvious. Black and black, same exact color. You do not need to spend a whole lot of money on black. That's like $1.99 at the dollar store, or you can spend $5 on, even with discounts. So I'm trying to lock my camera, it won't lock. There we go. You can spend $4.99, whatever it is, $5 on a black Citadel, or you can just buy that for $1.99. That's 4 fluid ounces. These things are like what? It does not. That one's a really old container, so it doesn't actually say it. In fact, most of these things are off. I think these are 4 ounces. If I remember right, they're 4 ounces. Sorry, there's paint all over these too. In short, it doesn't... Oh, 4 milliliters, I think it was. Anyway, doesn't matter. You can get a ton more paint in these. Now, for Runefang Steel, this Silver Morning, exact same color. Use Silver Morning, so much cheaper. Now, admittedly, the metallics will be more expensive than the basic colors from Deco Art / Crafters Acrylic, whatever you want to call it. But again, let's even say this is $5 and this is $5. You can clearly see the size difference, so it's much more worth it. Oh, I will add though, the one expensive bit that I never cheap out on is, sorry, that's gloss varnish. I thought I had medium over here. Over there's matte varnish. Anyway, I use Liquitex gloss varnish, matte varnish, and medium. That's the only thing I don't cheap out on, that stuff. And I buy these big jugs. It lasts like, my medium lasted me a year. Like a full year of mixing paints like this constantly. So don't worry about it. It'll be fine. In fact, I actually have too much gloss varnish. I can't show you because it's all blocked up by random stuff I've chucked in the way. But I have like one of these and like a Walmart one because I was testing various varnishes. I have like 6 types of gloss varnish right now. Anyway, back to the actual colors. Gray, black, and white are just various mixes of white, black, and you can just do that for cheap. If you do want to get something exact, though, because black and white mixing together can make this, I can't remember what it's called, it's that basic gray, not gray sear, but it's, Dawnstone. There's Dawnstone. I do not know how to do Mechanicus Standard Gray. I know you probably have to mix in a bit of blue to give it a colder tone, but I don't worry about that. I don't really run a whole lot of Mechanicus Standard Gray. But Dawnstone is just mix up some white and black until you roughly match Dawnstone. No one's really going to notice the difference in the grays unless it's really crazy. White and black, just get white and black. But one paint that I cannot live without is Administratum Gray. I use it to base every single model. I don't have any on hand. Yeah, I can't really, you know what, I'm going to close this for a second. Give me one moment. Alrighty. Got one. Sorry, I kind of paused for a second there. Every single model I have that is completely finished gets this gray on their base. A lot of people do black. I actually kind of regret that I didn't do black from the start, because then, you know, it's easier to not do it and just let the base be bare plastic or just spray paint it. But honestly, I like this more because it makes it clear where the model begins versus the table underneath, so it sticks out a bit more. Cat's back, by the way. But anyway, I do that. So Administratum Gray, however, is another color that is $5. So you know what I do is I go over to Deco Art again, Americana. We grab Dolphin, exact same color. Literally, like, look at this. That's gray. Actually, you know what? It might be ever so slightly darker, but no one will really notice. So it doesn't really matter. And again, if you leave a little bit of this stuff, mix that in, it looks the exact same. Cat is, for some reason, I don't know how she gets comfortable on a table full of mess. You okay? Oh, she's pretty. Anyway, the one color, I have tried everything. I cannot get a, sorry, I'm trying to find it over here. I cannot find a good replacement for Retributor armor. Trust me, I've tried. You ready for this? I'm going to pause this video a second, and you're going to get to see all of the golds I've got so far to try and make a copy of Retributor armor. And we are back. Yeah. Every single one of these, none of them are Retributor armor. And here's the thing, I don't bring my Retributor armor to the store, so I can't bring, you know, I can't compare it. But this is Retributor armor, a very rich yellow and warm gold. This one, sorry, my cat is once again trying to see what I'm doing. This one is closer to Balthazar Gold. Still not. Balthazar Gold's got more red in it. This one, I thought. Look at that. Really close, isn't it? Nope. This thing came out like a pale gold. Like that. It looks like it matches, but joke's on you, it doesn't. This one, exact same problem, yellow gold. It is not, it's more of an orange gold, you know. I tried adding some black and some other stuff. I spent an hour with this one. I could not get this one to work either. This one's actually the emptiest. I really tried with this one. Glorious gold. Also no, it does not work. Maybe I'm wrong with color theory, I just don't understand it. But I could not get it. And this one, oh boy, I thought this one was so good. Got it from Kitchener Waterloo Surplus. That place is awesome. Not the same color. So yeah, I just buy straight Retributor armor because I've given up. I cannot buy any more golds. I have no use for any of these golds except for as Retributor armor attempts. I could maybe justify this one. Find a way to turn that into Balthazar gold. Add some red or something, you know? But these ones I have nothing for. I really tried, I swear. In fact, I'll tell you, this one probably wasn't even started. That one was started. I bought 2 of these because I was so sure that was the right color. It wasn't. So yeah, just maybe bring a sample of your excuse me, of your colors. But yeah, honestly, just never buy white from Games Workshop. It's bad already. So if you have to buy a modeler, painter, whatever white, buy it from any company. Vallejo, from Army Painter. Anyone except Games Workshop. Their white is the worst I have ever used. I have a container somewhere of White Scar. Replace it completely with this dollar store paint, and it worked better and it chalked less. Oh, sorry. I guess I just threw that. The black. Always buy the cheapest black you can. It is black and white paint. It looks the exact same every single time, unless you get those weird, hyper expensive, you know, the darkest dark or whatever those famous people colors are, right? Where they like look like they eat shadows. Either way, don't worry about black and white. Just buy dollar store. If you, this is also just the cheapest way. You can buy dollar store for anything. This is just the stuff that I've found works best so far. I have not tried most of these colors. Sorry. I have a memorial thing, so I can't really show you that because that would kind of dox me. But all these colors, most of these I have no need to find copies of because, honestly, I don't use them nearly enough. Green, maybe, but like sand tones, all that, I don't really need. But the stuff that I run, almost every single one of my army has gray for stones, white for, you know, something. Generally, you know, like a base coat to heighten, or sorry, base coat to brighten stuff like yellows or oranges. Doesn't matter. Red almost on everything, and metallics on everything. The only paint I would recommend buying from Games Workshop for sure is Retributor Armor. It is the best gold I've ever used. And admittedly, I could be completely wrong. You know what? If I'm wrong, if anybody has a better gold, tell me in the comments. I will get one, and I will do a little mini review of the two. But yeah, this is kind of, oh, and also kind of as a sub note, sorry, as you all know, I got a Baneblade. I painted the Baneblade. I even have made a spare Baneblade out of cardboard. Just to give you a hint of that video, you can see. The video will be released eventually. I'm having troubles on my phone. In my editing, it'll say, oh, you've got, you know, an hour left to do this, so I have to keep my phone active on the Studio app for an hour, or it will not save the video, and it will not export the video, which means I can't post it for you guys, unfortunately. So I'll try and get that video finished this week. Who knows? It's a long video, too. But in short, that's another way you can save your hobby money. Buy a kit, something like this is $200. Do not spend another $200 on it. Make one out of cardboard. And let's just say, right, here in my situation, right, I've used up every single spare cannon the Baneblade had. That doesn't matter. They all have measurements that you can copy down, right? You can kit bash. I used all of this extra chassis and all this junk they give you extra, all the cool extra bits, and I made a second Baneblade. And honestly, if I really wanted to, I could make an entire third Baneblade out of just cardboard. And you know what? I might. Just to spite Games Workshop. Because $200 for a piece of plastic is a little insane, especially when this plastic is older than some of my family members. So, yeah, if you can, save as much money as you can on this hobby, because more money for the hobby, saved from the hobby, means you get even more money for the hobby. So, why get one Baneblade when you can get 3 while only paying for one Baneblade? Again, I will try and maybe, I don't know, Baneblades, I don't really have a need for a third, but if I decide, you know what, it'd be funny to throw my friends at 3 or 4 Baneblades, I will make a video of a full cardboard Baneblade, and yeah, we'll see how that goes, you know? The hardest part, though I will quickly admit, is this. In my measurement video, I did not add these gas tanks in the back at all. In fact, most of this Baneblade is purely spare bits. Like, the only real cardboard in this Baneblade was the wheel sides. There's chunks of wood, too, for stability. The back to cover up some of it, but most of this is also still spare plastic bits. There's a bunch of cork in there, as you can see. Yeah, that's kind of it. Like, most of this Baneblade is spare bits. Oh, yeah, and Baneblade turrets are annoying. It's hard to glue them right so they don't turn. That one doesn't turn at all. So, yeah, just fair warning there. This one spins, I think. Yeah. These things have a lot of... Oops, sorry, knocked the thing. These things have a lot of movement. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. It is like 10 at night right now, so I'm going to go to bed. But please, if you can, leave a like on the video. Really appreciate that. Leave a comment, maybe something you want to see in the future. Maybe you have, like I mentioned, a better color than Retributor armor. I guess we'll find out. If you can, subscribe. I very much appreciate that. I'm at 25 right now as of recording. Honestly, that's 25 more people than I thought would be interested in watching my videos. But yeah. Yeah, also, sorry to the guy who mentioned Baneblades. I said I'd probably do a Baneblade as like a celebration for 100 subscribers. And then like a week later, I was at my store and there was a mention of like tariffs or something like that. Maybe it was a... Oh no, that's what it was. We had an election coming up in my country, Canada, and our government took off all the taxes, so we didn't have any taxes for a bit because they wanted us to vote them in again. Fortunately, or unfortunately, whichever one you prefer, we did. Most of them are liars anyway. But in short, I got this without any taxes. Unfortunately, no one else will get that privilege, I don't think. And most of you'll get more expensive versions because, again, they announced a price increase. So yeah, another reason to really draw your hobby dollars here. Like, you're buying a Baneblade. You know what, by the time my kids will watch this video, it'll probably be $300 for a Baneblade. So just keep that in mind. With all the price increases, why give Games Workshop more money than you need? Take one kit, turn it into 3, turn it into 4, 5, 6, however many you can. Draw every single dollar out of it that you can, and you end up with a pretty much free army. Sorry, I've drawn this on like 2 minutes longer than I should have. You guys have a good night. See you next time. Yeah, sorry I lied. I drew out the video 2 more minutes. I'm going to draw it out another minute or 2. Because I completely forgot saving hobby money. There are, like, I literally have a little notepad showing what I do in videos, what I need to do, and I completely forgot about this. And one other thing, Eve model bases. Games Workshop wants you to spend $50 and you get a handful of bases, or you can go on eBay, grab these guys' bases, and I will say, I am not sponsored, would love to be sponsored, but these guys' bases are on almost every single model I have. The only times they aren't are when I use the bases that were found in the box itself from Games Workshop. These guys sell, like I bought I think 100 of these for like $10. Sorry, my cat is freaking out in the background. She's over in the hallway. Anyway, I got like 100 of these for like $10. 100 of the 30 millimeters, $10. It's when you get to the bigger bases it gets a little iffy. Like I've got to upgrade at some point in my artillery teams to 100 millimeter bases. Which is a small problem because you get 5 for I think $10, which is not great, but you know what, you don't really need that many, so either way, right, get Eve model bases. Easiest way to save money on bases. These guys are awesome. Admittedly, also, I'm not sure, maybe I'll check my analytics. I don't know how many of you guys are Canadian, how many of you guys are Americans, whatever. I'm talking from a Canadian perspective, so if you're an American, I'm pretty sure you guys' money is more valuable than ours right now, so it's probably cheaper than that. It's probably like $8, maybe $7, $6 even. But for us, right now, it is like $10 for these guys, bases. Also, alternative models. I, as you know, have kit bashed a lot of my models. For instance, I have, well, I'm not going to pull it out now because it's all locked in a box. But in short, actually, you know what? No, I don't have one over there. Anyway, instead of buying Cadian's box of 10 for, $70 here, I bought Wargames Atlantic. Use alternative models whenever you can. Wargames Atlantic, I bought 96 Italians. That was like $120 versus if I wanted 96, Cadians, that would be over $1,000. Or at least 700 if it's 10 kits at 10. That's 100 models for $700, something like that. And that's just quick off my head math. It's probably worse than that. And finally, instead of using codexes, don't use codexes. If you go into a tournament, maybe, and if you get a codex for free, I got a codex for free, luckily. My buddy got 2 boxes of the Krieg box that came with the codex. I got one free. Go to newrecruit.eu. They're great. There's also a few other things, but that's the best list builder I got. Mordian Glory uses it. He's pretty much the only person I watch who does competitive Warhammer or any type of Warhammer actual gaming that I watch. Also, no offense to him, but a lot of his videos are a bit long, so yeah, I kind of watch what I can, but he also agrees. New Recruit, best list builder, and it's free. You can support them if you want. I would, but I really can't afford to. So, in short, New Recruit is free lists, right? And it's all the updated rules as far as you can. You can also go to Wahapedia, WAHAPEDIA, if you really want to look at the codexes for any faction or for the core rules. So, you got Wahapedia, you got newrecruit.eu, that's NEWRECRUIT.EU. Now, I am not, important note for legal reasons, I am not encouraging you not to spend money. You should 100% spend money on Games Workshop when you can. I'm just saying if you can't afford it, that's probably your best bet. So, those are your list building, then you got your codexes. Then use alternative models if you need to be cheap on the side like me. I do get Warhammer models when I can, but I mainly get them when they're good deals, like start collecting boxes kind of things. Right? So, alternative models, New Recruit, Wahapedia, Eve model bases for your bases, all Canada basing, and dollar store paints to replace any paints that you can easily replace. Again, bright red for your Mephiston red. Black and white are straightforward. Can't replace gold as far as I know. Maybe you can. Who knows? Maybe who knows? Maybe even one of you guys will have an actual working recipe that I can use in a video. But either way, don't cheap out on mediums, varnishes, and all that. Do not buy Games Workshop varnishes though, like the Ard coat or whatever. You can just buy a bottle of Vallejo, and it'll be the exact same. Dolphin or whatever from Americana, deco art is the exact same as Administratum Gray. Yeah, you got the rest. You can just rewind if you really need to know any of that. Anyway, have a good night.